we'll be talking about different type of evil altars today. So we're going to explain it in various type of altars. Number one, we have crossroad altars. Crossroad altars are typically placed at intersections, symbolizing point of direction or decision or transition where spirit are invoked to attack people. I grew up in the village, and African village for that matter. In most of these villages, you see four corner roads. And most time you see sacrifices done on those four corner roads. The purpose of those sacrifices is to invite demons from the north, south, east, and west, and then enter into covenant with those demons. And now those demons will now be moved or released to attack somebody. That is the reason why most time when you are maybe in your dreams or you are passing through a lot of problems, as this one is finishing, before you know it, another problem will develop. In your dreams, you may be seeing some powers fighting you. Immediately you defeat that power, you will see another power in the dream still fighting you. It shows two things. Number one, there are multiple covenants entered into a crossroad altar and delivered to attack you. Now, you may say this is only in Africa, but this is not. You must remember that in Acts chapter 27, I think from verse 13, that something happened in the high sea when Paul was being transported from where he was and where he was arrested to Rome for final judgment. And when they came into a particular place in the high sea, there was what is called a Eucrodean wind. In Acts chapter 27, verse 13 to 15, a Eucrodean wind is a wind that blows from the north, south, east, and west. All of them came together and hit the ship, and the ship was brought up and scattered in the high sea. Do you understand? So, it is not only in African communities, villages, that you can get crossroad altar. And I have told you the purpose. Now, let me tell you something. In African villages, you can see the physical sacrifice. But in the developed world and all over the world, somebody can come out in the morning, face the north, south, east, west, and say a particular word at the same time. Say this one here, turn to the other place, say another thing, turn to the other place, say another thing, and invite demon to come. There is also a crossroad altar in the astral, because there's something we call astral altar. And those who are using astral altar are the most dangerous occultic grandmasters. They speak to the sun, the moon, and the stars. And when the sacrifices is released there, and the demons are invited from the sun, moon, and star, you can run nowhere when they are attacking you. The only safe place is Jesus. Because the Bible said in John chapter 8, in verse 32, that you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. What is the truth I'm telling you about? The truth is that when you begin to see constant battle coming into your life, long time problem, this one is finishing, another one is coming. It could be an altar or sacrifice offered to invite demons from the crossroad altar in the sun, in the moon, in the star, in the high sea, in the physical ground. It could be for your family, for an individual, or a group, or even a business. And most time, when the father is sick, all other members of the family are okay. When that one is just coming to an end, the wife will become sick. Before that one comes to an end, you come to your child. Before that one comes to an end, you hear a message that your mother is sick. You will never have rest unless you know how to deal with the crossroad altar. And fortunately, there are my books. I have 2 books, When Evil Altars Are Multiplied, and another one titled A Jump from the Evil Altar. You get the details of all these things I'm telling you, how to overcome, the right prayers to pray and the right actions to take against evil altars attack from the crossroad altar. Now, there's another one we call monitoring altars. In the book of Psalm 64, the Bible says something about monitoring demons. Monitoring demons. Psalm 64, let me read verse 6. He said, they search out iniquity. They accomplish a diligent search. Let me stop there. Let me tell you something. Where we read yesterday in Numbers chapter 23, something happened in that place. The Bible said that the reason why Balaam and Balak could not destroy, kill, place a curse upon the children of Israel was because there is no iniquity that was found in them. And because of that, there's no iniquity found in Jacob. Neither is there any perversion found in Israel. And because of that, the Lord their God is with them. The presence of God is with them. And again, the shout of a king, meaning a leader who can direct them. I don't mean just ordinary leader, but a good leader who can direct them and say, this is what God is saying. This is what God is, and everybody is obeying. So when they discovered and searched that there is no iniquity in Jacob, what they did was to try to find out how to bring iniquity in them. And in Numbers chapter 25, the Bible said, according to the book of Revelation chapter 2, I think verse 12 to 15 or verse 17, that Balaam cancelled Balaam. Balaam cancelled Balak and told him to employ the beautiful daughters of Moab to go into the camp of Israel and penetrate into them, and if they're able to defy them with immorality or evil communication, that all those sacrifices done in 21 altars will come against them. And in the book of Numbers chapter 25, the daughters of Moab entered into the camp of Israel, and the children of Israel begin to commit immorality, whoredom. And then the presence of God goes out from them, and then something happened. The demons from the 21 altars, all of them came into the camp, and people begin to die. If not Phinehas, in verse 6 of Numbers chapter 25 to verse 9, that intervened, the whole Israel would have been wiped away. So what 21 altars could not do with 7 ram and 7 bullock, one immorality accomplished it. And before you know it, about 24,000 children of Israelites died. So when they offer sacrifice against you, when they are invoking demons against you, when they release Satan demons to attack you, and you are living a righteous life, what they normally do is, according to book of Psalm 64, I'm going to read verses, say, they search out iniquities. They dig into your foundation and discover the weakness that is embedded in the foundation of that family, in the ancestral family where you were born. The demons of infirmity that have penetrated into your blood and defy your blood and contaminate it and bring weakness in you to commit iniquity. Not only iniquities, but a particular iniquity. So the Bible said in the book of Psalm 64, verse 6, they, meaning all the evil altars, every occultic man around you, all the occultic women in your office, all the people you meet in life who are not born again, what are they doing to bring you down? So that every evil sacrifice ever offered against you by anyone living or dead, the demons that could not work at that time, like 21 altars demons could not work against the children of Israel at that time, but at a particular time in their life, when iniquity was found in them, in Numbers chapter 25, something happened. The daughters of Moab penetrated into them. But let me read verse 6 again of Psalm 64. He said, they search out iniquities. They bring lie. They say, no, this one cannot destroy anybody from this foundation. They bring fornication. They say, no, this one cannot destroy anybody from this foundation. They dig it and 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 dig it until they find out what killed their father, what killed their mother, what killed for anybody from their lineage. And then they will begin to release the demon of that particular sin, iniquity. And once you fall into that iniquity, the door of your life is open and your life is exposed to satanic attack. And that is why the enemy is hitting people from left and right most times. What are we talking about? We're talking about monitoring altar. The monitoring altar demon does not kill. What they do is to discover your iniquity, and then they will report you to the evil altars. The evil altars I'm talking about is not just evil altar you know. It is the evil altars practiced by your ancestors, maybe 2,000 years ago, maybe 100 years ago, maybe 3,000 years ago. They dig iniquity that kill people in your family, that cause accident, that bring marriage divorce, that bring separation, that bring hostility in marriage, that bring sickness and weakness and infirmity and calamity and misfortune in the lineage where you came from. Let me read verse 6 again. He said, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. In the meaning of diligent. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. The inside thought, your desire, your imagination, they search everything that you want in life. They search everything you are thinking, the things you want to achieve, and they present those things to you with a condition to commit a particular sin. But let me tell you something. There is something I like in this place. He said in verse 7, but God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Do you understand? We just talk about monitoring altar. I've told you about crossroad altar. Which other altars? There's another one they call tree altar. 3 altars have been historically used as places of worship, especially in pagan communities. Among the practices of paganism, evil altars located at trees serve to tap into the spiritual significance of the site, often invoking demons, evil spirits. Don't forget that in Genesis chapter 2 verse 17, there is a tree we call the tree of life and the tree of death. And many people, like I went to my community a few days ago, and there's the tree that they wrapped white cloth round about. Before wrapping that white cloth, I'll tell you something. Before wrapping that white cloth, sacrifice has been done, and destiny of people are invoked into that white cloth and tied round about that tree to hand over your life and destiny and everything you do in life into that tree. So there are people whose life are under the tree. Praise the Lord. Now, there's another thing I want to let you know. Another kind of altar is called forest altar. In Numbers chapter 25, you will find out, I think in verse 27 to 30, they say there's something they call the field of Jeshimon. There are places that the field people go to do sacrifices, to invoke demons, to attack people. There are other ones they call image altar. Image altar. That one, they can give it to you as a ring. Even as a member of a cultic group, they give it to you as a ring or in one of your fingers, your hand, and then you wear it. There are many kinds of altars, many of them, but you get them in this book. We have tree altars. We have human altars. We have wall altar. Wall altar, 2 Kings chapter 3, verse 26 to 27, where the king of Moab, they worship the wall. When the Israelites were about to defeat the Moab as a country, what happened? The king took the son that should have stood in the stead and sacrificed him to the wall. And then God caused indignation in the life of the children of Israel. We have a rock altar. So many kinds of altars. There is an altar in my village that is called Rock Altar, Ophili. And that place, once you are born as a male in that community, immediately you are born, they will carry a big stone and go and put there. And immediately they put stone there, that stone, it brought everybody in that community into what we call a deliverance, collective captivity bondage. So that everybody will suffer the same thing. Many will have family shrine altars. Get this book, it will help you. Praise the Lord.